guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Arden and in today's video you are watching my summer TBR reading vlog. I've recently announced on my channel that I'm going to be doing a summer TBR. I'm going to be taking a holiday for 14 days where I read a bunch of books that I've decided to pick out from my unread bookshelf, aka what used to be my wrapped TBR. I would encourage you to watch the other video, but these essentially are the books that I'm going to be reading. Now we have a book that I was currently reading and it's in Slovenian, A Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin. We have A Song Below Water by Bethany Morrow, Prodigy by Marie Lu, Sister Sister by Sue Fortin, Not a Drop to Drink by Mindy McGinnis, and Ember and the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, The Queen of the Tearling by Erika Johansen, and last but not least, Fangirl by Rowell. The books that I just talked about right now are in no particular order, but I am just going to jump straight in and tell you that I've already finished A Game of Thrones and I rated it 3 stars. I prefer the TV show over this. I'm not going to continue with the series unless I'm in a very specific Game of Thrones mood, which I don't think I will be. All in all, the first season is not my favorite. The first book is not my favorite. I know the story gets better from here. However, I still don't want to spend so much time reading a book as thick as this. I think mainly as a reader, we're all affected by our headspace, our environment, what we're currently going through, and at this moment in time, I'm just not really vibing with the story. Out of 10 books, now we have 9. Obviously, I don't know what book to pick, so I texted my sister and she said the next book that she wants me to read is A Song Below Water by Bethany Morrow, which is perfect because I'm going from reading this very thick fantasy book to reading this thin fantasy book. This is, I believe, about mermaids, and I am in a perfect summer mood. It's very hot outside and yeah, this is what we're reading right now. Also, can we talk about how gorgeous this book is, like the hardcover edition? Of course, just when I want to film, we get the church bells ringing. Yesterday I picked up A Song Below Water and I read 72% of this book. I wouldn't even know where to begin talking about this book, but luckily I've written down some thoughts. It is no secret that I've had really high hopes for this book. I even bought it in hardcover. I feel like the world just isn't fleshed out enough. The creatures in this book, some of them are explained, some of them are not. I think the fantastical elements, the fantasy elements are kind of confusing at times. The Ilocos are not even explained what they are. You just are thrust into this world and you either sink or you swim. I also think that to mix the social commentary with fantasy, it would have been better if this book was longer. I think the blurb and the cover and the way this book was marketing can be a little bit deceiving because there isn't much fantasy in it. Sure, we have sirens, but we don't have the underwater worlds. We don't have the potential this book had with sirens, because there's so much you can do with sirens. It just brushed over. I think the highlight of this book is definitely the social commentary. I think this is where the book shines, in the way it mixes fantasy with social commentary, and I thought that was done in a really unique way. I love the characters and I really enjoyed the writing style. I thought the characters, the dual point of view worked well here. Neither of them outshines the other. There wasn't a character that I preferred because both of them had such a unique story that when one chapter ended and another characters began, I wasn't dreading reading on. I thought that was done wonderfully. I thought each of the characters had a wonderful story, had their own unique story that we follow. Obviously the cover is really stunning and the pacing is good. I saw there were some comments about the pacing on Goodreads and I don't agree with them. Yeah, I thought the pacing was good, but just the overall execution is what is bothering me. Just the overall thing. The execution in the end wasn't for me, and that's fine. I never or rarely invest money in hardcovers, and I'm just really sad. Like, this book broke my heart yesterday when I was reading, and I gave it more chances than I would any other book just because I thought, okay, just stick it out, just stick it out. At 72% I said, no, it's fine. Not every book is gonna be for me. Moving on, I texted my sister and asked her what book I should read next, and she told me Sister Sister by Sue Fortin. So that is the book that I'm reading next, and I'm going to check in when I'm either halfway through or done reading. Okay, sister, I'm 21% done. I'm 78 pages in, which is chapter 8. This book is a psychological mystery thriller. And I think it's all just very suspicious. You don't know who to believe, you don't know who to trust. Don't let the light fool you. I just have the drapes closed because it's so hot in here, and if the sun got in my room a little bit more, I might just die of heat stroke. So I am coming to you with an update for Sister. I've read 137 pages, and that is 37%. And are we surprised? I'm DNFing it. I was so excited for this book, but I am stressed out. This book stresses me out. This book has the gaslighting trope. They're trying to manipulate everyone around them to make them seem crazy, like they're the crazy one. I hate it. I hate it here. I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave. In total, I finished 137 pages out of 360. Sister has also disappointed me because this was, I think, a 4-star prediction as well. Really had high hopes for this one too. And in true Arden fashion, I have once again asked my one and only advisor to figure out what book to read next, and she came through. Fangirl. Originally, I was planning on reading this book last, to be honest, and this definitely was not the order of how I were to go about things, but Fangirl, big book, I'm gonna read it, but I think I'm gonna DNF it. This is just my prediction. I really don't feel like reading contemporary books. I'm really not in a contemporary mood, but hey. Fangirl, let's talk about it, shall we? Fangirl was a book that I was surprised by. This is a bingeable read. You can read it in one sitting. Even though it's thick, I think I read about 70% just today. And let me just tell you, this book is fantastic. Genuinely enjoyed it. I didn't think I would, let's be honest. I just want to be honest about that. I enjoyed it as much as I enjoy Morgan Matsson's books. Morgan Mattson is one of my favorite contemporary writers. Fangirl was just really good. I rated it 4.25 stars. I wouldn't say 4.5 because the characters were too frustrating at times. Let's talk about the mom plotline, shall we? That thing killed me because I personally can relate. I understand Kath's anger, and I also understand Ren's need to connect. Their mom just bailed even when Kath told her, this is the moment to make things right. This is where you stay, where you prove to us that you want to be in our lives. And so that plotline, well, it's what made me love this book so much more, the relatability to it, because it's very personal to me. The overall cutesy romance, at first I didn't like it. It turned out for the best, and she ended up with someone who loved her for her, who took interest in her interests, even though he wasn't the bookish type. So yeah, I love that part. I loved how right in the end the romance felt. Like I said, this is a 4.25 star read. I am genuinely surprised by how much I love this book and how fast I read it, even though it has 430 something pages. This is definitely staying on my bookshelf in my collection. Moving on, I messaged my sister what book I should read next, my trusty advisor, and she told me to pick up Prodigy. Just a note, I am 122 pages into it, and I'll be continuing on where I left off because it wasn't that long that I started reading this. In predictions, I think that this book will be more enjoyable than it was the first time because I started reading it. It wasn't the right time. I wasn't in the right headspace. It wasn't the right time, but now I'm picking it up again. So let's do this. Hey loves, update for Prodigy. I've decided after reading 40 pages of this book, I am on page 160, that I will not be finishing this series. One of the reasons why I'm just not interested in finishing it is because I've read Legend on December 30th, 2012, and on March something 2014 I went back to reread it because I wanted to pick up Prodigy. The sad part about that is I never picked up Prodigy. I did try and read it. I put it down. Then last year, 2020, I tried reading it again. Didn't like it that much. I got 122 pages in. And then this year, I've again given it a shot. However, I just don't think this is a series that I'm currently at this moment in time interested in. Because the same thing is happening here that happened with Shadow and Bone. I have gotten myself a different ship and I know it won't sail. And also Tess in this book is driving me crazy. Now what's happening with this trilogy, I'm actually going to give it to my sister because I think she will like it a lot more. The update time is that I have 5 books left. We have The Queen of the Tearling by Erika Johansen, Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. We have All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, and Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. And we have Not a Drop to Drink by Mindy McGinnis. She ended up choosing for me The Queen of the Tearling. I bet you can tell that I'm just in a DNFing mood. I read 6 books this month and I've DNF'd 6 books this month. No, I've DNF'd 7 books this month, including Prodigy. So I'm making space on my bookshelf for the books that I want, and I'm not wasting time with books that don't particularly interest me or that don't grip me. You know, it's fine. I started reading The Queen of the Tearling. I got 64 pages in. I decided this again is another book that is not for me, and I did not make this decision lightly, to be honest, but when I think about it, it took me so long to even pick this up. I have all 3 books. The Queen of the Tearling, The Fate of the Tearling, and The Invasion of the Tearling. This is just the proof that I need not to buy books ahead of reading the first ones. I just don't feel the pull, don't feel the interest towards these books. I'm giving this to my sister, which is so sad because look at them. They are beautiful. They are lovely on my bookshelf. But if I'm not gonna read them, there is no reason for me to keep them, and my sister might enjoy them more. I think she will. Then I asked my sister what book I should read next, and she told me Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. She told me to read up to page 87 at least, because that's when it starts, so I'm gonna do that. Like I said, I'm hesitant. I don't think that this will be something, again, that I enjoy, or at least the first book will be, but I don't want a repeat of Allegiant by Veronica Roth, where the first 2 books I got really attached, I was in love with, and then Allegiant disappointed me. I don't know, I guess I'll see. Maybe I'll just read this one and then leave it as a standalone. I don't know how it will work, but we own all of the books. Again, I'm currently not in a fantasy mood, or actually I'm beginning to think I'm not in a reading mood at all. This is a reading vacation. Readcation. So gotta read it, and I did already started. I read the first page, but I just wasn't in a reading mood and I forgot everything that I read, so I'm restarting it today. And that is where we are right now with this. I'll check in probably when I read this one. It's update time. It's been about 3 days, and for the last 2 days I was not looking forward to picking this book up. But today something just happened to me and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna start it today and we'll see how it goes. I am enjoying Red Queen so much. I thought that I would hate it, but oh my god. From the first chapter, I just vibed with this book. I vibed with the world. I became immersed in it. I am enjoying the pacing of it. I am enjoying that there is always something happening. There is a possible love interest that I'm looking out for. But again, I will have to continue. But I'm pleasantly surprised because after so many DNFs in this video, this one just comes at a perfect time, I suppose. This one is a breath of fresh air. I'm 50 pages into it and I'm definitely enjoying it more than I enjoyed The Queen of the Tearling. And so I feel kind of justified in DNFing that one and picking this one up. I am really glad that this video gives me the opportunity to pick up the books that I've had on my bookshelf for years and just see if they're for me or not. Whether I finish them, whether I DNF them, or I just decided they're not for me, I at least gave them a chance. Oh, Thursday. 24th of June 2021 at around 12:50 p.m. Riz passed away. My sister's bird passed away. It was so sad, heartbreaking. I don't know how to grieve. My birds are so fragile. I took him to the vet. I did everything right. I just have to believe that we come into people's lives with a purpose, and when our purpose is done, we go on to something greater, something better. So he's now on to something greater, something better. I love these. I know the last clip was very heavy, and I obviously am not okay, but I am currently reading Red Queen. I think I'm just a little bit detached right now. Just a heavy day overall. But I'm gonna focus on the pets that I do have. I'm going to transfer Kara from her little cage to Rissa's big cage, and I'm gonna do an entire cleanup because I have nothing else to do. I need to occupy my mind, and it's not like I am moving on so fast. I am still devastated, but seeing the empty cage just... By the way, I'm 28% done with the book, and I'm loving it from chapter 1. It's amazing. So I guess this is my little homage to Riz. Red Queen, red hair, his red feathers, and I'm getting drunk today, so if you see me later on, don't judge. You know what, just rolling with the punches. It is what it is. We did everything we could. Update on the Red Queen. I am 47% done. This book is probably one of my favorite books I've read for this video. It is making me feel better. My bird is in the other cage now. I told you that she does not know how to fly. All she knows is how to climb. She's not a jumper either. So this cage will hopefully make her improve her abilities when it comes to movement. She's clumsy, like really clumsy. At least she's happier. She has lots of toys to keep herself occupied, lots of food. I'll check in when I read more. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to a 5-star read, Red Queen. This is the best book I've probably read in the entire year. I couldn't put it down. It may be just my intoxication. It may be the fact that I am drunk right now. But damn, was this book enjoyable. I loved every single chapter. I loved the plot twist, although it was predictable. And I just thought it was incredible. I loved it. It does remind me a little bit of Shatter Me mixed with the Hunger Games. Now that that is done, we're left with 3 last books of this video. Not a Drop to Drink by Mindy McGinnis, An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. And coincidentally, this one was the one that my sister chose. This was also one of the first books that I wanted to read for the sake of this video myself, but my sister had other thoughts. I just told my sister, I believe this is historical fiction, and let me just read you what it's about, shall we? Kara, you're distracting me. I'm too drunk for this. The invaluable diamond that her father guards in... I can't read now. If you want to know why, surprise. I was trying for once in this video to tell them what the book is about, and you know who you remind me of? You remind me of the chicken in Moana. Stupid chicken. You're a chicken. Don't fly to the camera either. We had a personality. And now she jumped off onto other books. Looks like she's a reader. You only like me when I'm drunk? Then we have something in common. Yeah, I actually think she's having an egg. Proceeds to show her butt. I mean, if you're in labor, at least I want to be comfortable. Not only. I told ya. Good girl. You okay, buddy? It's okay. Please excuse my puffy face. Good morning, everybody. I have a few updates for you. I started reading this yesterday and I got 25 pages in, but I realized that I don't have an interest in this book, so I'm not gonna read it. So this is just a pass for me, not even a DNF, just a pass, and this goes on my sister's bookshelf. We only have 2 books left, and my sister chose for me Not a Drop to Drink next. I am 20 pages in. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Don't know if I'll continue or if I'll finish it at all. The whole point of this video is to give the books a chance, even if I don't finish them, and we'll just see how things go. Kara, why are you looking at me like that? That is so creepy. Okay, good. She stopped. I'm hoping this has a little bit more of a romance in this book, because I just really need a romance right now. Good morning. It's not even morning anymore. Let me just say that for the past few days I've just been drunk because my bird died. I mean, everybody knows that my bird died. Excuse you, weirdo. It's not a good idea to do this over my books. Arden, you are an expert in making bad decisions. Update on the book. Finished yesterday. I read it in 2 days, although it took me a while to even pick up. And I think I started 1 day and then 2 days I didn't read, and then I read it yesterday. I read about 60%. You can read it in one sitting. It's that kind of a book. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's a fast book. The first 75% was slow. Why are there bugs in my room? What the hell? The first 75% was really slow, but then the plot twist kind of made it better because it was so unexpected. You just had to laugh. I rated it, I think, 3.5 stars. Otherwise, the book was 3 stars for me. I don't think that I'm currently in the right mindset to enjoy it. I'm not sure if I like the plot twist or not. The rest of the book was a little bit boring. And I am contributing this to very little romance. I think I would have liked more romance in this book for this book to be better for me. We are nearing the last book, which is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. And this is my last read for this video, and I don't think this will be a DNF, or at least I don't want it to be a DNF. If it's gonna be anything, it's probably gonna be a put down, but I have high hope for hopes for this book, and I do think that this will be a book that I will finish of life at least. There are 2 butterflies just doing their little dance, mating. I don't know how butterflies mate, but they're flying so high. I didn't know butterflies could fly so high. Emotionally exhausted, just like I am today, and I've not exactly been sober, to be honest. My dad and I were talking that we want to get Kara, my other bird, that we want to get her, you know, a companion. We turned, or at least I turned my eyes on budgies, because you can get a lot of budgies, and they're generally known as, you know, joy bringers. And even though this is not a vlog, but since I already documented the other stuff, I might as well document how torn I feel, how much I feel as if I'm a bad person, because even though I did everything right, I still couldn't save him, and now it feels like I am replacing him, even though this was already planned in the works for weeks, months, I don't know. Hi loves, it's update time. So regarding An Ember in the Ashes, I decided I'm not going to read it right now. I am just not in the mood, and I really want to enjoy this book. I decided to put it down for now, but I will be picking it up sometime in the future. This is not going into an unhaul. This is actually going back on my shelf, and I want to pick it up sometime when I am just really into it, you know. So yeah, I really want to read this book, and I don't want to unhaul it just yet. And I know that if I'm gonna read it now, I probably won't like it. Like I said, I'm just not in a fantasy mood, and I did start reading it, which is what led me to this decision. If you guys want a recap, I will be filming a separate video comparing my predictions to the end result, and I hope to catch you on there. I might post it to a different channel. I might have a different channel now, and I'll see ya there. I guess the link will be in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a lovely day. I hope you have a great summer, and please subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Hi baby. Bye!